Okay, I'm going to explain how to complete the zombie activity for in class today. There's going to be 20 sets of zombie work that you need to look through and find the mistakes. So remember, we talked about the last couple days, for something to be in slope intercept form, it needs to be y equals mx plus b. Now this worksheet, you're going to notice they're using the word slope and y-intercept. And remember, slope is just the same thing as rate of change. And the y-intercept is the same thing as initial value. And we look at our equation, y equals mx plus b. M is where your rate of change goes, and b is where your initial value goes. So let's take a look at number one. You'll need both sheets kind of as we go through this. If I look at number one, the original equation was y minus 3 equals 2x. And this zombie decided they were going to do subtracting 3 on both sides. So that's going to be the mistake here. This is subtracting 3. So you probably have more room on your paper to do the work kind of off to the side, but if I correctly solved this equation, I should have added 3 to both sides, because negative 3 plus 3 would give me 0. Be left with my y, and I want that positive y over there, 2x plus 3. So now it's in slope-intercept form. I can write that as my final equation, y equals 2x plus 3. And now I need to write the slope and the y-intercept for this equation. So if we kind of take even a closer look at the zombies work in number one, they have their information kind of backwards. For their equation, they said the slope was negative 3, but if I look in their equation, they should have said the slope was 2. Another thing to notice is how they're writing the y-intercept. You don't need to write it as an ordered pair, but it's good to know. They're getting the ordered pair from how we create our tables, where we know that x should be 0 and then y would be our starting point. So kind of look out for work like that maybe they're just switching the slope and the y-intercept. That could be a possible mistake in the worksheet. So let's go back to our equation that we came up with, y equals 2x plus 3. So my slope would be 2, and then my y-intercept would be 3, but I could also write it as 0, 3. Because again, if I make a table, and if my y is going to be 3, my x has to be 0. And that would give me my order pair that I would have to go and graph if I needed to. So you're going to continue. You have 19 more sets of work that you're going to work through and find the errors. Make some notes where they made their error. You're going to have to fix those and get the equation in slope-intercept form so that you can identify the slope and the y-intercept. When you're done with all 20 problems on here, you will check on Google Classroom to make sure that you found the correct mistakes and you got the right equation. And then you will ask the guest teacher for the riddle worksheet that's going to be your homework. So try to get as much as you can done in class to practice and prepare yourself for writing in slope-intercept form and identifying the slope and the y-intercept.